Welcome to BeoTalk number 399.
One more to go. Good
Yeah.
for hundo. Shit.
Buymeacoffee.com, $3.99.
There you go.
That sort of thing. Hope everybody's doing well. God, I'm so tired. Let's do some shilling. How do we do this again? There. Share. Go buy something at our friends over at Skinny Play. Use the promo code for 10% off. And dress up like your A9 or give it some legs. And I don't know, video yourself putting the leg socks on and send it to us. That'll be funny. Go over to our friends at Tigrino Studios for like BioLab 28 aluminium covers. They're very, very gorgeous. Use the promo code for 10% off. There we go. Somebody on our Discord has them. Speaking of that, come join our Discord.
A lot of stuff going on there lately.
Then we have our friend Steve, who is again a few days out. But if you need any cables in Europe, UK, or except everywhere except North America, essentially, soundsheavenly.com or .co.uk. He also has a YouTube channel if you want to bother in there, so go and do that. buymeacoffee.com/BeoWilly if you want to support the show or
I have a question.
Or want Willie to buy baby's first B&O. I mean, it's going to be a very expensive white noise machine if it's B&O. It may actually end up being B&O, like one of the M3s just sit there permanently.
It could be.
Well, yeah, that's it, I think.
I'd get him a Emerge in Oak. Oak Emerge coming up. So yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be as nutty as we are probably eventually. It's all gonna seem too normal, and then you go to other people and it's like, what is this plastic thing? Oh, that's the remote.
Yeah. And you're gonna be looking at it like, what do I press? Because the buttons are different on every remote. Yeah. That's my suffering too. And so is yours, I guess, if you get out of the house, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the same everywhere. Except my mom's house. That's the difference. My mom's house, I just go to the old PO4s on everything.
Which I still think is the superior remote, but
it's a good break. My buddy at Jen has the cinema version of the BO4.
Very rare.
Very rare, but dude, month and a half at the most, 3 weeks if you have it in use. The batteries die so quickly.
Yeah, and it's
the minute you look at it, yeah, it's 3 AAAs, but the minute you look at it, it turns on the lights, right? So it's a big battery drain. But I guess for that era, like they didn't have that efficient of a backlighting like it is now with those nano LEDs or whatever, right? Where they're so small on the board you don't even see them. Where back then they used the bulbs for LEDs.
Yeah, like it's actually pulling like 5 volts, 0.1 amp or something like
exactly.
That.
So yeah, it's but that was a good times back then. So yeah, but not much going on this week. I'm averaging again about 17,000 steps a day. And yeah, it's a lot of walking. Well, dude, just to go to the washroom is freaking 10-minute walk, right? Because you go under like if you work like 3 blocks down underground from where your stuff is. So yeah, a lot of walking. But I got the Lab 5s back online and assembled. I detailed them yesterday, cleaned them all up. And that was another thing that I've seen on the Discord is how do you clean the BeoLab 5s? I use the vacuum the same as I use for the 90s because I don't know, I had like the B&O cleaning day, so I vacuumed the 90s as well yesterday, and I blew them off with this Milwaukee blower that I got a while back, which works very well. I really recommend investing in a blower. It doesn't have to be Milwaukee, but if you get in like one of those Amazon ones that are really fast, it's really good for the speakers. Don't go close to the drivers, but they will blow off the dust quite a bit. Now for the fives, let me show you what I did, because I know that there is a Bang & Olufsen little like a makeup, what is it, like a rouge brush, right?
Yeah.
Like a chapstick thing that comes out. I don't know where mine is. It's somewhere there. But what I did, I have this, what's the name of it? Low Cornell, I guess, is the brand of this brush. I've had it for 20 something odd years. But I put Tessa tape around it, the metal part, so it's nice and soft and mushy.
Mm-hmm.
And this I spray with screen cleaner, believe it or not.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
So, and it's pH neutral, and then you can actually go and get inside the grooves of the drivers on the fives, and this reaches inside the tweeter. Just be careful. Also, if you're panicking, there is a sub dome underneath the tweeter paper on the mid range on the fives, so you can't really push it in like a bubble it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But don't try. But like if you do it easy with this, and it's just enough moisture on there, you can clean out the fives drivers very, very good. I should have taken pictures before and after, but I just didn't get to that as usual.
Yeah,
but that is the brush that I use this on the 18s lenses, because there's a lot of aluminum that if you touch it wrong, you scratch, right? So
yes,
this is the brush. Like I recommend, if you have a brush like this and it's not plastic like the B&O one is, the little chapstick thing one, just put Tessa tape around it. And Tessa tape rocks. It's been a magical tape in the B&O products for a long time, I'll tell you what. So that's all what happened. And for the platters, right? Because now also the question and iffy is that you some of the paint is getting sticky, right?
yes.
So you got to be really careful with that. And what I recommend for that is using like a completely hairless microfiber, because the hair sticks to the fucking paint, man.
Oh yeah.
It's no good. So that's another tip that I would say for fives. And for the platters, the aluminum, I usually go with a brushy. Fuck, I have it somewhere now. It's in the wash. I have a little gray rag that is microfiber as well, but it's got hairs on it. That's the one you don't use on the paint. But when you go around the platters, it gets inside these grooves and really cleans up the platters over for, because there's soot and shit over time that gets there, right? Even though you don't touch it, like it still settles over time. Cooking, the oils and whatever, no matter how much you run the fan, there's always shit that floats, and it settles, even though it, like I said, it's not over a day or two, but this is a speaker that's been sitting in the same spot for, I think, last 15 or 20 years.
That's what tends to happen in my house too, right? Like once it sits, it doesn't move.
Sure as hell with these too, bro. Like that's not going anywhere when it doesn't need to. So I actually cleaned under them and stuff too, this is a little bit more pain than the fives. But fives, it's messed up how much dirt just gets sucked into the driver. So everything got cleaned out.
It's a giant.
Yeah, even though it's sealed, but it still pulls all because they had 2 dogs and the dog hair was it was real. So
I mean, if that thing moves, I don't know, let's say 5 millimeters, which isn't even that much, right? But if a movie rumbles and you have it at like volume 60, 65, all of a sudden there's like 2-3 liters more space underneath there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a giant air pump.
It is basically, but
mean, that's what all speakers are, but that thing particularly, it's massive.
That 15-inch woofer is nothing to play around with, that's for sure. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that was my yesterday, I guess, and not much else is going on, I guess, in the life of BNOs. There was go ahead.
Even I don't smoke in the general house, right? Only here, but even
Yes.
with like filtered HVAC and stuff like that, which is a lot less dusty living than it was in Europe. There's still dust everywhere.
Same here.
I mean, it accumulates not as fast, but even so.
I'm in a pretty windy area now that I live here for a while and observe it all, right? Like it's starting to get really windy. And the building across from me, which is the training center for Cirque du Soleil, one lot over, they just demolished everything. That was basic. I came back from Calgary, and the whole site was gone. Everything was demolished, clean, and now they're building the condos there. So the amount of dust, the construction dust that is going around here, it's pretty real. And yeah, I'm debating, but I think I'm gonna need to get into the Lego and dust all of it off, because I'm fucking dreading it, man, because that's a lot of models.
Yeah,
it's like, it's nice to have, nice to look at, but when you gotta dust it and clean it, I don't know, I don't have that 12-year-old boy enthusiasm in me anymore for that.
I never had any enthusiasm for cleaning.
I don't know, I'm sometimes I surprise myself that I just something, I get kicked by the muse and start cleaning shit, like the speakers yesterday and the whole bit.
But to me, that's like once every quarter.
What, you polish the speakers?
No, that I get that sort of need for cleaning.
Oh, bro, for me it's like it's a weekly thing, bi-weekly at the most. That I
mean, she has it more often than I do, so in that sense, it's fortunate. I don't think I'm all that dirty to begin with, but I also am. I maybe a bit stereotypical, isn't I don't care as much.
I don't know. It's not much. It's 800 square feet for me to clean. So run the mop, run the vacuum, and then, like I said, the dreaded part is now the Lego room, which has a lot of stuff in it. So
I'm much more annoyed by shit on the floor, right? Like.
Yeah, that can't be here. That cannot happen. Yeah, no crumbs and all that. Yeah, I do that, but I cleaned the stove because I murdered it over the last few days. I was making steaks on the pan, right? Fucking just killed it. So I couldn't look at it anymore. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I bought on Amazon this toilet brush set, I guess you could call it, but it's like it screws onto the chuck of the drill. And there's one flathead one, looks like a toilet brush, one small one, so it's good for like car rims and stuff. I actually tried that in my car. Fucking amazing work. But I took the flathead and I did the stove with it, with the cleaner, and it freaking worked really, really well. So I guess Alibaba on Euro side, look for those extend the bits. I bought the red one so it matches the drill. That's besides the point. But yeah, that's it. Sometimes my muse get kicked. I still, speaking of cleaning, I still have to run the microfiber cloth on all of the crowns because I find that there is a lot of dust that it didn't get blown out, and that more likely will require me to take the grills off because you can't get around it or in it. And also the way that the crowns are attached, if you're not careful, you either cut yourself or you split the freaking microfiber cloth. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah. So, there's little fans. They're great for all sorts of things. Like even if you want to clean your car, or right where the dashboard meets the glass, that's always the most impossible thing to clean.
That, but I use that blower more or less to blow the water from inside the silver trims you get around the windows and shit, because they really are capillary and so is the rear view mirror. So I use that for that. But that's good to use with at least like either the earbuds on or have like the foam tips, because it's really loud when it whistles inside those little trims. So yeah. Also for the pole, the automatic vacuum doesn't count. Piss off. That's all your effort. None of that bullshit that I have a freaking Roomba going around my place twice a week. Fuck off. No. Like when
I
you
mean, that's
actually
sort
grab
of like
them
I
up.
have a cleaner, right?
Mm-hmm. So no, that don't count. Then we switch the question to how many times you clean the kitchen counters, because I know the Roomba don't get there.
In a sense, 50s are easier to clean because there are all these micro scratches on it. So as long as you keep going with them, right, even if you do make the tiniest of scratches, you're never going to really see it.
No. Usually what I do, like, for me, it's the 18s, right? Because that's about the same amount of aluminium. Then not the same, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like it's all aluminium on the back of the 18. I usually run a damp cloth first, just slightly down the tube. And then I have this Vileda pink cloth that I got years and years ago, and it works so well that when you run the cloth on the back of the 18, you know when you do the back of the finger and you rub it against the aluminium, it like vibrates almost.
Yeah.
Like it's that clean, like the first factory clean. That's how clean that it gets it. That white, the pink cloth that I have.
Yeah, I found a blue like microfiber meant for glass, and it works really well on speakers. Like
That's exactly what that is. It's for glass.
Yeah. It's like lint free, and even if it, I don't know, if you get stuck in a crevice or whatever, it'll tear before it like leaves a bunch of shit, right?
No, I've sworn by those, and that's all I use. Even on the theater, I use that, and I vacuumed the theater. By the way, the same brushes that I did the what's it called, the 90s with, back and forth or back and front, because obviously the thing goes in both ways, and then I blew out the drivers.
I probably have to clean the top of my theater again for all the cat hairlets on it. Because there's one asshole cat that sits on top of it all the time.
I wish that they had a button for it in the app to disable for cleaning mode, at least for the cleaning mode, because I don't care. I never really even see those lights turn on because they are too far from me, and when I sit on the chair, I don't really see them anyways.
Yeah, make it like the GVA voice button, right? Or like a timer. Like I would be happy to say from like, I don't know, 1 to midnight, right? Like where it just off. I'm just cleaning every day, all day. The top. Like
it was 1 minute break.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the cat would find that 1 minute break too.
Because if I ever get that desperate, right, that I need it, I'll wait until that 1 minute comes on that it is functional again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I like I said, that was the first time I touched the theater in I don't know how long, since last time I cleaned it, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm currently keeping an eye on, like, for you, it would be, well, it's the same for me, the left bottom corner of the wing. See how long it takes for it to go dull. Because that is apparently the place where it's like, oh, this is the perfect scratcher.
Oh. Shit. Yeah, that sucks. Well, I guess you can buy a spare wing, no?
Yeah.
Or you have to buy them in pairs? No, I don't think so.
I don't know, but I'll find out eventually.
Oh, shit. They will probably wear the aluminium off or round it down at least over time.
Yeah, so far so good. But it's sometimes she goes so ham with it that it gets stuck in the corner of her mouth, and it's literally like,
oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Like, it's the only B&O with a sharp corner that we have.
Wonder if she would do that if she had an Avant.
Maybe I should just hold up like a B Remote 1, right? Like, no, this is the scratcher.
Yeah, cats are peculiar, that's for damn sure.
It's only one of the cats as well. It's like all the others are just totally not interested.
Well, the other one's grown up around it since the babies, right?
Essentially, yeah.
She was brought into that at what age?
6 months.
Okay, so yeah, that's like not teenager, but
Yeah.
well, that's just the cards you're dealt, my friend.
Yeah, it's all right.
You're gonna have to go with it now.
I mean, I doubt she's doing more damage to it than a new baby will.
That's also fair, but I don't know. Soon enough, I think you're gonna find out, and you're gonna be the guy with the. Who was the chap that did the BeoJohn did the baby gates right around his 20s or 9s. I don't remember the speaker, but I remember the baby gates around that.
I am gonna put my 50s on little stands.
How little are you talking?
Like I don't know, like
okay.
Because my friend in Miami, he did that, and his thinking was toy trucks, right? If they go flying, they'll hit the wood. If the speakers are slightly off the floor.
That's a great idea. Because even Lego, when you chuck it enough, it would dent the aluminium a little bit.
Yeah, or like these Tonka toys. Sometimes they're metal, right? Like,
no, just Lego, man. Do nothing but Lego. It's better because then it just falls apart if it hits shit instead of like denting, damaging.
So I mean, that was his idea, so I'm gonna follow that.
How thick? How thick you thinking? Like an inch?
Yeah, about.
Fucking Jersey barrier.
Yeah,
man,
like somewhere 3, maybe 4 centimeters, something like that.
I'd have to put mine on like hockey pucks to keep it in the Canadian spirit.
He sent me a CAD file that has the B&O app outline from above.
For the 90s?
Yes, and also for the 50s. So he cut out little stands in the exact shape.
That is funny. That is funny. I like that. Yeah, that is going to be a day that I'm going to probably talk to a woodworker to carve me out something like that.
I mean, he still has the CAD file, so like you can just not even really like, hey, can you cut this out for me? That's all you need to do.
I don't need it now, but
I have a feeling that for the 50s in particular, that it might also be nice to decouple them a bit more off the floor.
You think so?
I don't know. I have a feeling because when you stand close enough to them, you can feel the base in your feet quite often.
Oh, they do transfer a bit.
Yeah. Not like massively, but because they have that sort of rubber ring, but the rubber ring is a lot thinner than on the 90s. Like it doesn't sit on.
Well, it's also the 90s have 3 contact points that are probably 10 centimeters long and 3 centimeters wide.
Yeah,
that's about it. And the big woofer is basically there's only one tip, so I don't think that it can. Like the physics are definitely against the vibration transfer.
Yeah,
and the weight, of course.
I mean, 50s are quite light for what they are, but they put out a shit ton of pressure.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't think the chassis actually flexes all that much, but like, especially on full tilt, right? Or not even full tilt, like 2/3 tilt. Like you do get some transfers.
I think it's from the main woofer because the other ones are just not. Yeah. Maybe they're not shooting as much to compensate whatever needs to be compensated for.
Well, there's a point where there's a turnover in that, right? When you ask so much of it that they all start going in unison.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I did in my first apartment, because they used to sit on the floor normally. And then my next door neighbor was complaining because one of I think it was the right front 50 was sitting on one of these joists that wasn't all that super tight. So anytime anything bass happened in our place, like the whole floor did that on her side.
Oh, shit.
So I bought these rubber tiles that I put under the 50s and it was gone.
It helped, right?
Yeah.
Well, they are manufacturers that do these. I think, what do they call them? Bass traps? I don't even know if it's called a bass trap. But I know there is pedestals that you can put under the speakers, like woofers, so they
Yeah,
don't
I'm not
transfer.
doing all spikes and that sort of thing.
No, 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 no. That's just too much.
I mean, if anything, if you want to pad it with anything, a very good material is rubber tiles, but they tend to be too thick. The other thing
Mhm.
is that sort of those sort of matte things you put underneath washing machines. You have mats that you put underneath washing machines in apartment buildings, so when they start jiggling, that they don't transfer all that jiggling.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that here.
It's extremely common in Europe, and it was the norm in my old apartment building.
Interesting. Yeah, that's not here. I just let it dance. But
Yeah,
also, I guess it's different because the machines here, like, well, not now, at least where I'm at, and for the few places that I've, well, everywhere. But since we came in here, or when we first came to Canada, the first apartment we rented, it was a top-fed machine. Even my uncle had a top-fed machine. The dryer was the sideways one, so they didn't really dance that much, right?
yes. Yeah, ours dances a whole lot less than it did in Europe. But in Europe, they're all side spinners, right?
That's right. It just needs one too many t-shirts on one side of the drum, and it's freaking dancing.
Yeah, or I don't know, cheaply made, and the counterweight isn't exactly correct, or the spring is a bit tired, or I mean, you have
Oh,
these sort of railings you put on because in Europe, right, like you almost always put your dryer on top of your washing machine,
hmm.
just for space saving, right? Like, but you have these ring clips that you put around your whole dryer, so your wash or you sorry on your washing machine, so your dryer doesn't walk off.
I don't know if I have those installed in the place here, but I have it stacked. It never dances away, but I don't do, like super heavy loads. In fact,
Yeah, well, it gets heavy quick if you have like giant bedding, right? Like,
yeah, the bedding definitely gets a little sketchy, so to speak. So you put it on a low spin, not fucking turbo, and then you're patching the drywall because the machine danced hard.
yeah, I mean, our current machine is so enormous, and it's one of those top fillers. It's sort of like, uh, I don't have the time to. Well, I have the time to wait, but I don't want to wait. Like, come
Yeah,
on, let's go, full spin, bro.
that it needs now. Shit. Yeah, I know. That's full spin. That's insane, dude. That's insane. That's too much.
I just say so much on the going in all in the dryer.
I do and I don't put stuff in the dryer. There we go. Let me just unlock that. All right. So on another topic, people have been talking about surround settings and such uh, of the Discord, and also the levels.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to look at that a little bit and just go through it. So let's go to. We'll start with the surround. So that's all the speakers. Now, a lot of people are asking what are the settings, right? Now, the roles are also, these are self explanatory. And these I have as surround heights, the left up firing and right up firing. I don't have the virtual channels because there's no need, especially with the 90s, there's absolutely no need.
No.
So left surround, right surround, and that's that. Now, the levels. This is where it's changed on the app from the yesteryears, I guess, that we've had. So the center firing, I started moving everything into 0 dBs in the center channel. I find that it has more depth. Then it's not as mid rangey on the theater.
Yeah.
That's what I find. Now, if we go, this is what it used to be. I think it was under levels, and then you had that little sub menu here on each as a base management, right? And now the bass management is here, where the redirection levels have changed. They're here now. But see, this is another one that I don't understand why by default it gives it 1 dB more. They don't need that. They don't need that.
Wait, you don't really redirect anything from the 18s away?
Not really.
Interesting.
I don't. Well, on the movies, it really doesn't make much difference, to be honest with you. I just keep them all at 0.
I know it doesn't change all that much, but probably because you can't hear because of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But just for sort of shelf life of the 18s, right? I think mine are at like -10 or something.
Oh, dude, that 1 or 2 movies a year that they play now, who cares? So, and I put the frequency at 80, which might help a little more, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't require those drivers to push up to, what is it, 125, I think, or something around there is the default.
120 is the default, yeah.
Or 120 is the default, yeah. So that's how I do it. Now the room compensation filter, I don't have deleted. I have it there. I know B&O says to delete that, but if you do that and you listen to it, it does add way more bass from the theater side. So I keep it with the filters on. That way it's not as the speakers aren't as juicy. Now, mind you, that I also redid all these values because my fucking neighbors moved, right? So now it just it's open kimonos type of thing, and that's basically what I would not that I recommend, but like if when people were asking what do we have, let's go back to surround, or actually let's go to, where is this, stereo wide, NRC, edit. So this is the one that I have set up without room compensation filter. I deleted it for music. But for some reason in movies, yeah, it's a 2 channels. It's still it downmixes everything to stereo. but this listening position also correlates to, let's go back. It correlates to the BeoSonic that I have made in and called Direct. And this is where it's set to in processing instead of the true image. I put it to the Direct. And this is as close as I can get it to sound to more or less like a BeoConnect core, if you were to imagine that, where there's only processing done into 2 channels, but you have a fully capable sound center sitting in front of you. And what I found is that these guys here more or less correlate into the BeoSonic. And I think it's also the sound enhancement. So if we do this, you see, it changes. So the BeoSonic is more or less either a graph that you can do and, or in advance, you can see that it changes between the tone control of frequency tilt and sound enhancement. That's where it changes. So these values, if I put them back to 0,
it'll be back to the middle.
It'll be back to 0 in the BeoSonic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
To the class. And I can just save that for shits and gigglies. So that's and that's my default stereo listening. I listen to music like that because, like I said, it's just the most purest way that you can go through the theater to the 90s.
Do you think for music the speech enhancement is worth it?
Well, where was I here? Here's the thing. The speech enhancement
is under the BeoSonic thing.
Let's I'm in the wrong thing here. This in Direct. If I'm in the Direct, All this doesn't apply.
Yeah, but the speech enhancement is above it.
Speech enhancement, I have it at 2. I like it at 2. It's not as muffled, but it's not as piercing. But I think I messed with the parametric filters in my 90s too as well. So there's so many things that you can,
Yeah, it's almost too much, right? Like
it's almost too much to make everything, like how do you balance? What do you start from balancing what? You know what I mean? What's your zero? And it's really tough to figure out what your zero is with all this. But this is as close as I could get to my zero, right?
Yes.
Where, these don't apply. Balance and fade background, that also doesn't really apply, because what's the point? It's 2 speakers. Biosonic stays at where it is. So that's also, you know what I gotta say, I like this remote.
It's useful for sure.
It definitely is useful, and like the sources are there. The only problem that I have with it is if we go to the old timer and pull up the remote, like it brings double Apple TV, not sure why, but it also brings all this shit for no reason, and I have them hidden. Like it's way too much, man. Like I just want, something from kitchen to play. But I think it's the title that it would play. It would be in the radio. And then what is that? Why is that? Why is that?
Yeah.
And at the end, this is the actual title one, the music command on the ASC platform. The title doesn't work off of Bio Remote 1. If you you need to select the music. I just fucking turn on the TV. So I don't know what the hell is even playing. Jesus Christ. It's embarrassing. Can't even change.
It's,
all right.
It's all right.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is that even. No, it doesn't want to turn off. Okay. You shut down. There we go. Very, very weird. But anyways, so that's
by the way, for anybody in case you're wondering, the theater settings are applied to the Premiere settings too.
Pretty much. It's the same interface.
It's the same idea. It's the same operating system, essentially. You just don't have PowerLink.
Yes. And all your stuff is under sound, so connecting speakers, listening positions. This should, at some point of time, be put into the front page, in my opinion, instead of the software update. I don't know why we're still not doing that.
Also, if you play any of the internal sources, it just doesn't register what the signal info is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I don't know, play Deezer, play Tidal, it doesn't say anything. Sometimes it bugs out, and I've often for me it says that it's playing was it 1.4 million kilohertz at
that's a
no
super resolution. That's a super resolution. Let me just turn this down. Okay. It is playing.
Yeah.
But we just don't know what is playing. Interesting. Let's try something else then. Let's go to kitchen, and let's play chill tracks from kitchen. And join the. Come on. Oh, okay. Join the living room. Okay, turn this down just a bit. So now let's go back to the living room. It's too many clicks to get to the places, in my opinion, just a little bit.
Yeah, this is why I also wanted the signal info for so long to be on the main page. It's like, why is it so? You're one setting above.
One click over. Sound, signal info. Okay, so it doesn't even recognize it when it's being streamed too. from a different device. Interesting. Now, is this? These are still playing, so you shut off. Okay. And then, are you still playing? You shouldn't be playing.
I'm not sure I agree with you, KCBR. Most people never use the app, only during installation, unless you only have one TV, like a premiere or a theater. But it's so necessary now to use the app, which, I mean, even Harmony or Eclipse days, right? Like, you had on-screen menus. You just don't. Like,
you don't have a choice now. You have to use the app.
I don't know. You want to change your source selection around what shows up first in your remote, right? Like,
you have to do it with the app.
Yeah. I don't know. Your Disney subscription goes away, or you decide to stop paying for it, right? You need to use the app again.
So, yeah, a lot of people don't use the app, but I guess we're a different kind and breed. The ones that watch and the ones that are on the Discord, to be honest. But,
I mean, when I had a Harmony, right, I barely ever used the app for anything because it just wasn't needed. Like, at best, it was a secondary remote or volume control.
I like where it's progressed with the app over the years. It just makes sense. Like, a lot of this makes sense. Just one thing that I don't like, there should be a home screen back button where you don't have to click when you're in the, let's say, title on the playlist. Like, it's like 50 taps more. I'm exaggerating, but it's just a long ways to tap yourself back to the main screen of a certain product and then trying to let's say
a Sonic or whatever else,
adjust whatever, or even go into because if you have a clock leader, right, then you have to go to the source speaker that's playing that if you want to adjust the volume globally, I believe, or join something in. But the widget is a very good idea that they've done. The widget I approve. Where's my flipping lighter?
I don't know. One of the things I more often than not run into is if, I don't know, you start a Deezer playlist. Well, it's Deezer for me. I'm still on Deezer. But then you want to change speaker group or something of the sort, right? Especially if you're searching for a track, like that means you need to go back, and then you're at like the homepage. Then you can go into your theater and then you can change stuff.
Yes.
But you also lost your whole search page, so you need to get back to the Deezer tab again.
And go back exactly where you were, or just go to the play queue, right? That's the only other choice you have. But no, there's some places where I think there should be another button introduced that just brings you back home to the splash screen of the products that you can pick from the main page. That part of the navigation is missing in the app. But other than that, it's pretty good. Also with the Grace, I know there was a discussion between stereo and virtualized. I like to listen to everything through virtualized. Not the Dolby platform or the Dolby preset, but just virtualized, where it just pulls everything into the center in front of you more. It sounds more like an actual set of speakers, per se.
Do Graces also have head tracking?
Yes. That's fucking bullshit. No. That's so silly, dude. I don't use that at all. I don't use that at all.
AirPods have it, but there's this weird reset time, right? Like where if it sort of goes, if you haven't moved for a bit, like this is straight, right? If you then do this, it's all in this here. But if you keep steady for long enough, it resets as in this is the new straight. So as soon as you look back, it's like it's all in one.
Oh, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, I don't use that nonsense. I've tried it once. I'm like, what is that? You know, like I don't see a use case in it other than, I guess, when I'm looking around and I'm like a podcast, I guess would make sense where I would just have it centered, which still doesn't make sense to me, but I guess we're at the era of also gimmicks, because you got to have something cool that everybody else kind of has that's kind of cool, but nobody really uses it. And I think that the head tracking is one of those situations.
Yeah, I mean Dolby Atmos in spatial audio is very nice, and it does add things. But for
I do put it
music,
to Dolby. I do put it to Dolby on Tidal when there is Tidal Dolby.
But for music, I personally think it's so much of a gimmick, right? It's just a reason to re-release everything.
For Dolby Atmos?
Yeah.
But if the artists are smart and they don't release, and they release under their name as a record label, then all the profit is theirs instead of the record label. So they have a chance to basically redeem their music in a different format or money from it, right?
Look, from the artist perspective, I get it. And for movies, it makes a lot more sense to me than it does for music.
Yeah, I don't understand the Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style album in Dolby Atmos. You know what I mean?
Woof woof. It's like, okay.
It's weird. I've listened to it. It's fucking weird, but it's fun. But he could afford to do it, so he did it. Because why not?
I mean, I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong, but it almost seems like we're just going into DSP because there's not that much more progress you can make in the actual hardware of what produces the sound.
Yeah. I'm actually keen on how would I be able to connect these into something that go out through let's say an Oppo player where I have all of my, I know they're all music videos on DVDs, but like Bjork and stuff, like some of her shit is 5.1 and it's really mixed in differently than her actual album version of it, right?
Yes.
It sounds fucking fantastic, dude. So does Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon on Tidal that was released in Dolby Atmos. But for some reason, it's a very dangerous listening because it's so low that I listened to it through the 90s on like 90 volume, full volume on the TV. And you have to remember that you are at that volume before you switch to a song from something else, because you will shit your pants. So, also, I don't know. Here's the quirk, I guess, right? I had updated my Bluetooth remotes, and now, every now and then, I don't know if it's just that one that I use all the time, but the volume up tends to sometimes get stuck.
You didn't put any bourbon on it or something?
No, but it did over years caught some sink water and whatever, right? That's the beater remote, but I've noticed that she sometimes gets stuck, and I don't know. I never noticed that since the software update or firmware update, but it's only doing it on that one remote.
Chaba says, hey guys, can you elaborate exactly how you consume Dolby Atmos using the Grace in Tidal? From memory, you have to use the B&O app connected to your Graces and then use Tidal within the B&O app, right?
Pretty much.
It's not something you can do through the Tidal app itself. Then it's just
I listen to it. I listen to it through Tidal, though. I don't care. But most of the music that I listen to, it's not mixed in Dolby Atmos. So that's I don't hear any difference in it, and I also have it in virtualize. Versus just a casual stereo. But when I do consume Tidal in Atmos, I do use it through the app. Yeah, One thing that bothers me that they haven't been able to fix, nor they just don't care for fixing, is when you listen to B&O radio on your phone through the headphones, and you close the screen. 15 seconds later, the radio cuts off. So you have to have the phone app B&O app open in order for you to listen to B&O radio through the headphones or earphones, whatever.
That's an oversight.
It's been there for a long time, dude. That's been there. I remember having a problem with it. Maria was still here. It was like 2 years ago. We were sitting somewhere in the park, just having. I brought her and mine Explorer. We put them together and listened to music. I'm like, I'll just put it in the fucking radio. So to deal with it. And sure as hell, as soon as the screen turned off, 15 seconds later, the music paused. So it's been there for years, and I don't understand why that is. Like, is it an Android limitation that iPhone people don't have? But I've been not able to bypass like that auto shut off, like no permissions that I was able to find within the app or within my settings that would limit or put that app to sleep or whatever. So I don't know what the heck. So
no, if Chaba, if you want to get like the auto Atmos where it actually switches the actual Atmos, not the virtualized spatial, you have to do everything within the title part of the B&O app.
Yes, son of a bitch.
It's I don't know why it is like that, but that's the only way to do it. I guess maybe the only other way is if you connect the case with a cable to whatever is doing it.
Case doesn't do Dolby Atmos.
Oh, then that is not a.
That's not ideal. Case does, like, if you have high resolution, which I haven't really been able to play with much because I need to first convert them to something and then upload them to the phone so I can listen to physical files.
Yeah.
And do I really care to listen to Michael Jackson Bad Album fucking in 194, which doesn't even go that far up on the headphones? You know, Tidal's just fine. It's just great. They sound just absolutely fantastic no matter what.
Yeah, again, Atmos for music seems very gimmicky to me.
I think it's a dangling carrot that people are chasing so far, and the stick is not getting any shorter.
Yeah, I mean, Atmos for music makes more sense on a surround sound system than on headphones as well. So maybe that's partially it, but.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole back forth above you is still virtualized with cans on. And yes, they are quite okay at making it seem like that, but it's better when it is actually from above you.
They do a pretty good job on it, the Grace, I would say.
Oh, no, I'm not complaining in that sense, right? But there is a difference between two drivers, and it sort of seems by time aligning that it's coming from above you versus it's actually coming from above you.
I remember I used to have this MP3 file of matches going, and you could hear it, and it was only on stereo headset back then that they were able to do that somehow. I need to find it. It's on one of the many hard drives that are in my drawer. And it's a MPEG file that is probably like 5 megabytes, for God's sakes. So that's going to be tough to find. And I don't even know what it's called. I think I call it matches. But anyways, thank you for the coffee, Thomas Eriksson. Very much appreciated. But it really depends, I guess, how well the mix is done and how well, I guess, the psychoacoustics algorithm works, in my opinion, within the headphones. I don't know how much, like, let's say Apple offloads that processing into the phone and then just gets it back, where B&O, they kind of have to do it on board at all of it, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there is obviously a benefit of owning all the hardware in the chain, right? It's like,
well, yeah.
I mean, the same usability difference where, like, on iPhones anyway, you can't really touch AirPods in terms of usability or switching from your phone to your iPad to your laptop because they own it all. And they just don't let you use that.
But I do have to say, since the software update was released on the Grace, which I'm at 209 version, it definitely sped up the whole connection between the Android platform. Like it really is, it's almost instantaneous now. So, and same with the retention to the TV. However, I still have that weird bug, and I think it's more or less maybe the Bluetooth protocol inside the LG screen that fucks with this thing.
Probably.
Or my suspicion is that both earbuds are connected to the phone individually as an individual IP on the Bluetooth.
With the newer generation, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think that's what the panel struggles with, to be connected, that it literally just only connects one and then the other one just daisy chains off it, like I guess the old-fashioned way. I don't know how to otherwise.
Yeah, but that would stop working if you take the proximity and take the lead out, right? That would mean you couldn't.
But the problem with that is that it crashes.
Yeah.
It crashes the headphones when I switch between the phone. Like, let's say I take them out of the case and I cancel on the TV. Do you want to connect the headphones, right? So then fuck it. I'll just have them in the phone, finish the phone call, whatever. Now I go to the Beo Remote 1, go to list, go to headphones on, go to the menu on the screen, select Beo Grace. They connect, and then the sound automatically comes in. But then one earbud goes, that's it. And you have to take it out, and literally taking it out and putting it back in with it resets itself now, or restarts, and it's back online. But if I pause the content on the TV and I do that same exercise and then I press play, doesn't happen.
Yeah, because there's no data stream to reset against, probably.
I think so. So that's my findings as far as living with the Grace and any headphone, but the Grace does that a lot more than I've never had that problem with the EXs connecting to the TV and crashing from the phone.
Well, I don't think there's a proximity sensor in the EXs, is there? Whereas with the Grace, if you take it out, it turns off because it's like it's not in your head.
Mm-hmm.
AirPods have the same thing, right? Whenever you're watching anything on your phone or whatever, you take it out, it pauses, but you can press play again, but it'll just play from the one, not the one that's in your hand, because it's off all of a sudden.
I think in the app you can turn off the automatic pause when you take your earbud off in the Beo for the Beo Grace.
Yeah,
I'm quite certain of that.
I mean, speaking of the app, and I still suspect it does more than they let us know, right? Because I'm still using EA 3.0s because so far, I don't know, I have no reason to replace my second pair of them because they're still functional. Mm-hmm. But ever since the last few app updates, their use has changed because in the old days, the right one was literally the master, right? Like you can't play anything on the left one. But what I found since the last few app updates is that if I take the right one out of the case, which you used to be able to do, your phone would connect to the master, you put it in your ear, and it would just play on one, and you could leave the left one sitting in the case. That no longer works. It no longer Bluetooth connects if you just take the right one off. You need to take both out.
Interesting.
As in, like, it'll go white, it'll go bleep, bleep, and that's just it. It stops. It doesn't do anything more than that. It doesn't connect at all on Bluetooth until you take the left one out as well.
That's bizarre.
And, I mean, when was the last time there was an update for EA 3.0s, right? Like years ago by now. So the app is the thing that changed. But
it's interesting that would have the effect on that.
Yeah, but I rarely use them in the app ever because like it's for YouTube and whatever else, right? Like I'm not playing around with like settings anymore.
No, it's long gone for me too.
Something in the app changed which made the E8 change, which is strange.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, apparently it does more than they let on. So yeah.
Thunder Chicken. I have a pair of BeoLab 8s and an A9. Would be nice to use A9 for the sub. That would be nice, but I don't think that's possible. Perhaps some way to have bass driver playing on the A9. The only hanky ass way that I could think of doing that is if you join the A9 with the 8 and just basically go to BeoSonic and put it to bass. Crank up the bass, take the treble up completely off, and that's basically the only way that I could do. But I think it would sound like shit. But that's about it. There's no other way. Like the any other way is like you would need a receiver,
Be a
and
Connect
then
Core with DPL or Premiere or Theater.
yeah. But how would you do a core with the DPL? Connect
Well,
to
you
the
would
speakers, right?
you
Okay,
do power link to the 8 and then DPL to the A9 and set that to a subwoofer.
yeah, that's doable. Yeah, you'd have to do a basically RJ45 to a line out, but that's a hanky panky.
That's a what, an $1,100 solution for turning your A9 into a subwoofer.
Yeah, might as well get a 19 and a core. Well, no, that's even more. Put the A9 to another room. But yeah, that's the only way, I guess, the core. But I mean, my cheapest way, I don't think it would sound great.
It's not a great solution, but it is a solution. But yeah.
Yeah, the core is the only way to do it, or only other way to do it.
Yeah, other than that, I don't know what to say. It's essentially not possible. No. I mean, you could ask Steve if there's some. No, it's not even possible with a specialized cable setup.
No, because you need a crossover. You need a crossover network to shape the bass off of the line.
And you need some sort of third-party source for that to work.
Yeah, the cheapest expensive way is the core. The cheapest way is to just do what I did or what I told you to do and see if that does anything. That's, that fail doesn't cost anything other than a little bit of disappointment. The core will work, but then, yeah, you need RJ45 to a RCA cable. So then, you enable the line in sense, and then you have your subwoofer basically playing. I wonder if it shows on the app still when you put a power link out as a sub, then the whole, then it has the avatar of the 19 only versus the BeoLab 8s if they're connected DPL.
I can tell you with my core, my 8s don't show at all as the picture for it.
It's just the core. Interesting. Yeah. It used to be that you could see the speakers, but
yeah, but that's what my core used to do. But those were PL speakers.
It doesn't do it on DPL.
Apparently not.
Interesting. So yeah. There you guys go.
I have yet to attach my 19 to it, which I will do in the next few days. So I'll let you know if the core becomes a 19.
I would bet that. I would bet that. Because then it's an assigned PowerLink speaker. So yeah,
I mean, not that I really need much more bass, but
I was gonna say you finally lost your own war.
Well, I mean, it's just sitting here, right? Like I have it. Exactly. It's not like I'm buying anything.
I know. For me, it's the same war with the Lab 19, or Lab 11 that I have here sitting that doesn't do anything. And
so my only thought is like they do on these brackets, since this wall is hollow, transfer quite a bit to the other side of the wall. So maybe if the base is shaved off to the 19, it's not so noticeable on the other side of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes. It'll be overkill for sure, but that's fine. That's all right.
Flores, hi guys. I was looking into the bass redirection settings on my theater with the 19 attached. What do you use to adjust it to? I have 18s and 8s. Also, how does it interact with the bass management?
So redirection settings for the 19, I would definitely set to 0.
Yes. Also, there is a specific way that the knob edge needs to be turned on the Lab 19. It's somewhere in the Discord. The document floats in there, but I know for a fact, I think it's also for the BeoConnect core, and I don't. I strongly believe that it's in there as well. I wonder if I have it somewhere here. But anyways, or at any case, I would put the. Well, honestly, like I would put the 19 at the 0. I don't know what your center channel situation is with the theater, but I find that closer to the 0 on the dB scale you get with the center, the better the vocals become. They're less sharp, like BeoLab 1-ish or teeny. They start to get a little bit more depth because you are pushing more bass into the mid-range driver and the woofers that are in the theater, because they do co-help the center channel on that sense.
Since you have, I would also set probably the like what you did, right? Like the crossover at like 90 hertz or something like that.
Yes.
Depending on what your microphone gives back from your room, right, and the way you have it set up, that's a good baseline. If, let's say, because for some reason it will somehow redirect from the subwoofer still. If that is at, let's say, -2 and your 18s are at -8 and your 8s are at -5, let's say, I would start with putting your 19 to 0, but move everything the same amount of dBs over as well.
This is it. Setup configuration. This is for the bass on the BeoLab.
2,
this is BeoLab 14. This is BeoLab 19 right here.
Could you zoom in on that, please?
Hold on.
It's up at top. Yeah.
So there we go. Let's go more in. So recommended settings for BeoLab 19 when used with the BeoSound Theater are shown in red. This diagram assumes that the subwoofer is connected using a wired power link and that you're using the left channel of that connection. This may not be the case in your setup.
Yeah, if it has its own dedicated wire, I would just set it to LR.
Yeah, but this is the recommended one from the technical sound guide for BeoSound Theater.
Yeah, make sure the low pass filter is off for sure.
Yes.
It doesn't even matter what the dial is set to, but it just needs to be off.
See, and if it's set to 80, set your crossover to 80 on the bass redirection.
Well, if it's off, it doesn't even matter.
What?
The second toggle next to
it says
LP
off, filter right? Off,
So
yeah.
It doesn't even matter what you set that to.
Yeah.
The gain should be set at 0 to start with, for sure.
Yes, 100%.
The phase doesn't really matter unless you have two 19s.
But doesn't that get corrected with the theater on its own? If you leave those both at 0, then it figures out which one does what.
Yeah, but if you have two 19s, they can play at the same time and start canceling each other out, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the theater should figure that out on its own.
Should. It doesn't always necessarily.
Fair enough.
So I would say the front one is 0, and then you put the rear one at 180. So you're actually doubling the bass. So they're playing slightly out of phase.
Oopsie. What the fuck? What's going on here? And this is for, let's go here. For the Lab 11. If anybody has one and interested in connecting it, there you are. So freestanding, external bass management, 0 dBs, so it doesn't take off any, and put it to power link. That's it. And here is for the 90s and 50s. Oops, this is very touchy scroller. There are some important issues to remember when connecting 50s and 90s to the theater. The first is to ensure that the configuration of the loudspeakers should be completed before running the automatic setup measurement of the theater. Consequently, you should set the loudspeaker's beam width, beam redirection, and run the ARC measurements and create ARC filter for the preset and make the desired modifications of the parametric equalization before beginning the microphone base setup on the BeoSound theater. I didn't do that, fuck. Secondly, you should ensure that the BeoLab 50s or 90s are in the appropriate preset before running the automatic setup measurement on the theater.
Yeah, otherwise it fails.
Yep. If you make any changes to the parameters of the BeoLab 50 afterwards, it is recommended that you rerun the BeoSound theater's room compensation again.
Yes.
Close. So.
Flora says, do you know how it interacts with the whole guitar string theory? As a normal crossover redirects all bass to the sub, B&O system pushes everything to every speaker. Correct. It's not actually a hard crossover as such, because it is the theater, especially if you leave true image on. So most things will still push as much as they can until it gets to parameters it no longer can't, and then the cut is at 80. It's not very, it's all digital, right? Like, it's not very analog anymore.
No, absolutely not. But when I was in Westmount and I lived with the theater as a front, left and right and center, and then I had the 18s as the surrounds, left and right, and then I had the BeoLab 11 wirelessly connected, and that was placed directly behind the couch. So it was more or less to help the 18s in the back, then because theater has more than enough power. I think it's doubles the output of what that BeoLab 11 can do.
Yeah, so he has theater up front with 18s up front and then 8s in the rear. Because of that setup, I don't think it matters a whole lot where you place the 19. Wherever you make it, where it looks the best to you, I would say. Because you are already as even as you can get with your regular speakers.
For the sound's sake, what I would do, I would move the sub to the back, and then I would assign the left and right channel in the theater as subwoofer left, subwoofer right, or just the subwoofers. Keep the center channel as it is. It'll still balance the redirection levels if you put it to 0, let's say, on the center. And try that. Try that guitar string theory. I found that works the best as far as it yields the most acoustic bass for what the system is. And then you can juice up, like, I don't know. Personally, I would run everything as 0 bass redirection level. In normal situations and normal life listening, and even in the movies, like, I don't see you putting the fucking 18s into a protection mode. Neither the 8s. They're just too smart now, first of all. And second of all, that bass would shave off on its own. Hence, there is no need for the room compensations or the placement compensation switch on the speaker, right? You have to set everything to freestanding. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
It does. I guess it comes with some, like, asterisks to me, right? In what Flores is saying, he has as a system, it would make more sense to be pretty close to 0, depending on your liking, obviously.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. I'm not telling you how much salt to put on your steak, but that's how I would cook it. You know what I mean?
But also, everything in the system is pretty equal to each other, right? Which makes a massive difference.
But that's my suggestion. I would say that put the subwoofer in the back, because the most capable drivers that are for bass are at the front of the room inside theater. It's not the 8s, it's not the 18s. Definitely not the 18s.
I mean, the 8s are pretty capable.
They don't woof as much as this woofs, man, on its own.
Yeah. I mean, I personally am still more of, like, put the 19 wherever you think it looks pretty. Like, it
that probably still works, but yeah. I just, for the sake of experiment, if you put it on a DPL, who gives a shit? Just put it at the back, see how it sounds, whatever, listen to things. And yeah, it's a Sunday afternoon exercise type of thing. You can listen to us blab and fuck around with your speakers.
When you connect PowerLink, make sure the speakers aren't powered. That's the only thing I would say if you do that while listening to us.
That's it. We don't have
Because that
captions, do
sudden
we?
voltage jolt is what fucks up the receiving end on the theater, so don't do that.
So yeah, but I don't know. I think that's worth a try. I would do that. Then again, it's your house, your sound system. You can put it wherever you like, and that's it. But if you want to yield a lot out of whatever you have, or a lot more acoustically, I think it's an exercise worth trying to go along with, and then you'll see.
Yeah, it's there's no real wrong way to go about this, really.
No. It also depends. Like, I had my shit redirected to the tits because of the goofy ass neighbors.
Yes.
Now the time is when I finally can, let the doggy off the leash and let the speakers, play as they're supposed to play. Man, fucking bass is brutal though. Like it's yeah. I'm not used to it anymore, right? Because it's just like you just get accustomed to not really listening to them, right?
Yeah.
Then you turn them on and it's just like, holy mother of mercy, man, I missed you lots. So yeah, I've been playing with it for quite some time now. I think I might run the room comp again, but now that I just learned what I've learned, I will see. But then again, call it like, where is that zero, right? Like, where do you start from?
You start with doing your 90s the way this should have been done before you start messing in the theater with things.
But the 90s are done the way they're supposed to be done, right? I have my filters already done.
Did anything change in the meantime in the room?
Nothing really.
Okay.
Nothing's changed, but I don't remember if I ran the shit with my blinds up or down, because that makes a huge difference in this place.
Yeah, especially with glass, because it reflects like crazy.
Yeah. I don't remember what I did, so that's another one that.
I mean, it doesn't really reflect bass, but it reflects every high tone.
Yeah, it definitely does, and I don't remember if I did that or not. I know when I did the kitchen, I didn't have the TV turned, so it sounds kind of weird because it's not compensating for it, but it's a kitchen preset.
I mean, if you are just some amateur B&O lover for the automation of it, right? Like, it doesn't sound bad at all. It's just we're very
no, we're getting into the nitty gritty of it all. That's basically what it is. For
like,
normal
it
people.
sounds weird. Is like if you didn't know how it was supposed to sound, you wouldn't even hear it.
Which is funny because that's exactly like, when I started dating Maria, right, and then I introduced her into the world of B&O, and a couple of movies in, blah blah blah, and then she didn't want to watch TV at her house anymore because it just sounds better, right? But then I sit there, and that was back with when I was trying to hash out where the fuck is the vibration coming out of this freaking theater, right? Which was in the panel. So I'm sitting there, she has no idea. Then I'm like, bro, like, you're not hearing that? Like, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, right. So yeah, there was few nights that she was like, what the hell, come on. But I made notes of where I'm going to tape whatever I'm going to tape. And then there was a day when I took the theater apart, took the panel off, took the back panel off, the panel off, and taped everything around the back metal sheeting of the LG panel and put it back, and now it doesn't rattle at all.
Yeah, I know your pain. She has those moments.
So
it tends to be weirdly for us more with smell, and it's more like external smells. Like, remember when we went to Miami and we were at one of these crossings? Like, holy weed, Batman.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, that's all you could smell, like, in the car from other people around you. It's like, Jesus Christ. She would have been like 5 minutes later, I think I smell something. Like, no shit.
Car's smoked up already, for God's sake.
Like, meanwhile, I'm sitting there having a fucking headache because that's all I can smell.
Yeah, I'm bad with that when it comes to sound. Like, but I guess it's my occupational disease essentially that there's really no cure for, nor am I looking for it. But I guess that's what makes the sound perfect when you sit here and you diddle fuck with it till it sounds good to you. And then again,
I mean, this seems like one of the things where, like, we may think Jeff Martin's job is awesome, right? But like, it may not be that great because, like, it probably takes a heck of a lot of discipline to just listen to music regularly, right? Because, like, you have to not be in work mode at all.
well,
like,
apparently the only ones that he can stomach are the 90s, right? When it comes to that.
Sure, but like, when we go to like some of these food festivals or whatever, right? There's outdoor PA systems with music, and even I walk by, it's like, Jesus Christ, this sounds bad. Like, and that's almost my first thought. It's not like, oh, this is a good song. No, it's like, oh, it sounds horrible.
It sounds terrible. Yeah. Same thing if you have live bands in the pubs and such. There's very few acousticians or engineers that they have on the go with them that are able to estimate what the pub would sound like, not at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when there's nobody there, but when they're actually performing at 9, 10 o'clock at night when a jam-packed place is jam-packed, and acoustics are completely different. Completely different, because people, unfortunately, we're made of water, more or less, so we eat up a lot of that vibration, and then it just sounds terrible.
Even so, even if they adjust it, it's quite often it's way too much bass still.
Yes. Yeah, it usually is.
And maybe I'm extra sensitive to it, but if I know an album well, right, I almost never like it live because it sounds shit live.
The only performance that I had heard that sounded great was Santana. But we're right at the front too, so you could hear the music actually from the instruments. But other than that, yeah, most of the concerts, like those songs, also they change them a little bit, right? Because it's a concert. So no.
I mean, Adele is great live because it's like, holy shit, this is just a record playing and she's just belting, right? Like, like that to me is the actual skill instead of Pro Tools and just tweaking everything till it's perfect. It's like, that's barely you anymore.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe I'm just a Debbie Downer. Sort of shit. I don't know.
When you live with B&O for so long, everything else just doesn't sound right anymore, and that's where it is. Doesn't look right. Doesn't feel right. The cool touch of aluminium in the morning. You turn on your TV on Sunday.
Yeah. God. They say it's they sort of say, like, negatively it's a lifestyle product, right? But like, you do live with it, like, way more than just about any other thing.
I would agree 100%.
So like, they say it to mean something derogatory, but I don't think it is. Like, I think it's misunderstood
to a big extent, in my opinion, as well.
I mean, there is no way that people with, I don't know, focal utopias, right, like, listen as much to them as people with 90s do.
They're much easier to deal with.
Yeah, but is that the lifestyle bit of it? So that it's just that does lifestyle mean that, like, oh, this sounds fantastic, but it's easy to deal with? How is that a bad thing, right, compared to hi-fi?
Well, I guess hi-fi needs to come with a fat ounce of frustration every time, I guess, right? But yeah, we've been through that. We've been down that alley in a few podcasts already. But I still honestly believe that people that are stacking their systems, they're listening to their system more than they're actually listening to the music. And I used to be one of those as well, but before I was able to afford the B&O, and and it was changed. Like, it's just, there's no more need. Like, there is no more need to tweak with shit. The only thing that now you basically are going down the rabbit hole and looking around the house and which room is next.
Yeah, I need a bigger house, man.
Fuck, like that's what it is.
God, I need a bigger house. This is not working. I need to move again.
You know, when you start just like me installing shit that, not even that it doesn't make sense, but and it's not that it's an overkill, right? But like, do I really need a surround system in my bedroom?
No.
Right. But I have it. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. But it just, I'm not going to throw it away. I don't want to sell it. I like it too much. You get attached to this shit. Hence the 9000, dude. Like, I don't really listen to it every now and then, once in a blue moon. If you look at the podcast, the CDs haven't changed since I moved here. But then again, those would be the CDs that I would, if I would get stuck on a fucking island somewhere by myself with mysterious power that I can hook up my 9000 to, these would be the 6 discs that I would rotate on a daily basis, I guess.
God, you just gave me a sort of reminder. I still have to put CDs in the car. Like in the truck, right? Like it's
Oh, so you got the changer?
It has a 6 CD changer.
Ooh, where? In the
front.
In the front?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Yeah, man, load her up, man. Are you gonna burn some CDs? You don't even have a CD-ROM file.
I do. It's
a
USB one.
Oh, okay.
I bought one like 2 years ago to get like old DVDs back to sort of file format, so I can put them on the Plex. Because like certain Dutch things, right? That, oh God, I'm probably gonna watch them once every 10 years, but you're never gonna fucking find them ever again.
No.
Because like,
no, and with how it all goes with the streaming services, they just like remove movies even if you own them from the collection and library. Like, come on, it's better to own. All the good movies I have, I own.
Yeah, but was it KCB? No, it's Hoity Toity, right? He was saying that even when you own it, Xbox Online went down last week, and some people couldn't even play disc games.
Fudge sticks.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's Microsoft. Like, at least keep that afloat, for God's sakes. Like, keep the legacy players on, because I don't think that the Xbox has any more lifespan left in it.
I don't know. It's, to me, maybe this is a bit overly dramatic, but it feels like we're getting to an end of innovation with a heck of a lot of shit. Like, speakers are kind of only changing in the DSP area. Like, the drivers aren't really doing much of anything, right? We're sort of at like the end of material science. The processors, we're at like what, 3 nanometers, so we have like that much more to go, right? Like, we're kind of at the end of that. I mean, games, like, I haven't seen a good game come out in 2 years probably. Like, and I don't
guess GTA 6 is going to be the next it for everybody.
Yeah, but that was supposed to be out 1.5 years ago, but it's still not here, right? Like,
no.
We seem to be sort of like at the end of a lot of, like, unless we're like veering off and doing, like, this is where I think like Apple weirdly has the upper hand. Like, they're kind of doing this whole cluster programming and owning the whole system, which makes it faster that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're making their own silicon, not specifically smaller and more energy efficient, but because you own the whole thing, right? It's powerful. So unless we veer off that way, like, but I think it almost feels like the sort of era of regular desktop is over. The same way that like NVIDIA got their money that way, right? And they're just essentially saying, yeah, we're just doing AI now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all bullshit now. It's kind of like,
and they
we have nowhere to go.
Cards, yeah.
Yeah. Like, who gives a shit about graphics cards for consumers? Like,
that's not where the money is, really, right? That's where the research was, but not money. Or, well, there was money, obviously, but nowhere near as much money as it is to pump servers into AI.
Yeah, apparently the whatchamacallit, the consumer side of Nvidia was making like 12 billion a year, and they're sort of like, eh.
We're gonna die so bad once this shit gets out of hand. Oh, we're gonna die so bad, man.
We're gonna have one of these very mediocre Boston Dynamics Terminators walking around.
Fuck. Well, Chinese have named their thing Skynet, right? And the not Terminator, the first model is T-800 that they made. One of these robots.
I mean,
so they're just taking it on a different level, man. Shit.
You've heard of Palantir, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what a Palantir is? No, because you don't watch Lord of the Rings.
I know it's from there, but
yeah. So there are Palantir in Lord of the Rings, right? They're all-seeing stones.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 of them. So if you look into them, you can see anybody in the world do what they're doing right now. That's what a Palantir is. So like talking about like naming shit after suspicious shit, right? It's one of those.
Yeah. No, I just I think that's where we're gonna go.
CPR says I already have the pump gun. I just need the Harley.
Yeah, it's.
I won't be back.
I won't be back. Shit. It's. But yeah, I don't know. That AI stuff is getting pretty scary. Like watching stuff on YouTube what Chinese are developing, and I guess everybody's racing towards. I don't know if I'd be cool with having like a robot in my house, you know? It's now I'm doing a podcast, so it's fucking docked somewhere in the office charging, right? Or brings me coffee so I don't have to walk away from the stream. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Initially around here, anyway, we'll have to deal with all the flock cameras.
Yeah, that's becoming a thing in US. But there's also a movement that people are ripping them down and whatnot. So
yeah, it's the same like what London had with the they had similar AI cameras going up in London, and people are still cutting them down all the time.
Which is just producing cost to the taxpayer to replace instead of what they're not going to give up on it. I don't think so.
Yeah, but this flock shit, right? Like it collects more than just your face.
Oh, I know. It collects a lot.
Well, apparently they're now also in the business of writing tickets.
Oh, really?
Like the AI see if you're on your phone in the car, right? And then they say ticket, and they pass it along to a third party that then invoices you. And if you don't pay it, the police comes. So the last person in the sort of ticket line is the police.
That's insane.
It's like, what the fuck is this?
Because I know there's red light cameras all over the place. Not here. I'm surprised that they don't really use red light cameras in Montreal. Maybe the infrastructure is too expensive to rip up everything again and do it, but they're a lot more popular in Alberta. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, I saw. What was it? This lady got one of these, in this restricted zones, a fine for being on her phone while driving, right? And it was the flock camera looking through this moonroof that saw her sort of doing this.
Shit. You know what? I'm not against that because the amount of morons that are on the phones here driving. I actually saw an accident. I don't know if I mentioned it. It was last week. A dude plowed into a G-Wagon on the highway, full speed, no brakes, like another SUV into a G-Wagon. And I happened, because I had my windows down, I just happened to look, because like those fences that you can't really see ahead, but I looked right in the instance, because as the traffic was stopped, whack! And there is no way the guy was not on the phone. There is just no way. Lap staring and driving.
I mean, whilst I'm not for that, right, I don't think the solution is to have AI watches everywhere and not know what it does with all this shit.
Yeah, you can't really defend this, even if, I think that the legislation's changed again this year or since January for distracted driving. And I think that it's illegal for you to hold the phone for more than 2 seconds in Canada.
Yeah, that's fine. But if cameras are checking that, right? Like,
how do you know what's the instance of those 2 seconds, right?
yeah.
It's just a picture. So
I mean, at least how it is here in Florida, because Florida, for some reason, loves this flock company, right? They say it's safe and secure. Can we audit it? No.
None of your business.
What do you do with the data? We delete it.
Right.
Can we check that? No. Do you sell it? We don't think so. He's like, what do you mean we don't think so?
It's insane, dude. Yeah, it's insane. So, but yeah, they're going pretty hard at it here, and you know what? I don't blame them. I don't use my phone at all when I'm on the road. I put the address in before I take off, and then I just deal with it. Every now and then I tap on it if there's a faster route, but my Google always works the other way. You know, turn here for 8 minutes slower. Are you serious? Like, why? Why is there that?
I mean, around 2 counties north of me, right? One of these Florida counties loves flock so much they have decided, or are trying to decide, to put them on
Pigeons.
No. On it's kind of worse than that. On the garbage trucks.
Oh wow! So they can monitor how much garbage and stuff.
Yes, but also what your garbage is, and if you have the proper permits. Like we saw you bought this. This probably means that you are doing something in your house. Do you have a permit for that? Oh no.
I've seen that in Calgary on one of the Instagrams. Yeah, that they had, like, they apparently have not a police, a garbage police or whatever, but they have people that go in vests and look into garbage bins of people's houses, see if they're sorting the recycling correctly.
If it's a person, fine, right?
For now.
But when the government starts with cameras collecting data about what you throw away, they essentially know what you do.
Of course, down to whatever you consume. Yeah, that's insane.
And then these same cameras will still like pick up all the data that's around your house with your what's your Wi-Fi, that sort of thing.
That kind of makes sense. I had a conversation with one of the B&O clients, and he somehow ended up buying a factory in Korea for hard drives.
Yeah.
He's making hand over fist now.
Oh yeah.
And that makes sense because, like, all this shit, even though it's nonsense, like, yeah, it's a camera taking video of a garbage being disposed and analyzed through AI. It has to be stored somewhere for at least a little bit.
Yeah.
If not indefinitely, right? So yeah, the hard drive is market is insane as far as business.
Well, it also turns out there's some investigations going on there, because the people that make the spindles for the drives to spin are apparently in a sort of monopoly construction.
Oh, really?
Because there's like only 3 companies in the world that make spindles for it, and they've decided who gets what market share and what the prices are going to be.
Interesting. Why is it so special? Just the way that, like, I guess it's got to be super aligned.
Yeah, because it spins at a slow one at 5,400 RPM, right? And the needle can never touch. It has to hover like 0.1 millimeter above it. But it has to do it this way, this way, this way.
Yeah, that's insane. How much tech goes into that?
I mean, the Western Digital drives I have are helium filled, because like somehow that creates less friction when they spin, right? And therefore the power consumption is lower.
Interesting.
Like look into like how like spinning rust works. It's really hard. Like, it's not something you just slap together.
No. But yeah, I didn't know that there was only 3 manufacturers for hard.
Well, there was a 4th, but those 3 other ones kind of decided it needed to go.
Shit. And probably all those 3 work as one.
Pretty much,
yeah, and that's where it's at. But I mean, that's crazy.
That's more or less how the current memory issue it works, right? Like, it's Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron. And Micron is the only American company. The other 2 are Korean.
Mm-hmm.
And they've seemingly decided on a 40-40-20 split, where like Micron gets 20% of the market and the other 2 get 40%.
Interesting.
And Micron was the only one with a dedicated consumer division. And even though prices have 3x'd over the last 6 months or so, they sort of went, yeah, we'll shut that down. Like we're making, they were, was it at 87% margin, and their profits were going up something like 400%, and they closed it down.
Wow.
Because it's not enough. We make more on this AI shit.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, like I said, this AI is going to be the end of us at some point of time.
Well, but maybe even for stupid reasons, right? Like, even if it's non-functional, we may have sunk too much money into it, and it may be the end of us that way.
Well, economically is one thing, but if that thing starts turning off power on the grid, then it's a big issue.
Yeah, I mean, our power companies so far still has it optional, where you can opt in so that the power company can turn your AC down remotely, so it can better balance the grid for other things they want to do.
That's a little bit of a, peeping Tom kind of thing going on.
Yeah, we just want to know what you do with your house, right? And how warm it is inside.
Fudge. Yeah, my air conditioning, speaking of air conditioning here, is, I don't know, something's messed up, or the thermostat doesn't work because it doesn't stop cooling once it reaches the temperature. So I just turned it off overnight because I woke up the other day to like fucking 18 degrees in the room. I'm like, what is happening, dude? Almost see my breath, man. Fuck. So yeah, I need to call and get somebody. But then, do I really want to have somebody in the house right now and just tough it out for a few more months before I move in? That's it. Because it's okay for the heat. But yeah, like the room was fucking air conditioning's blowing, right? And then the heater turned on under the window because it was already 18 degrees, and I set it set to 20 because I'm like, it's not gonna go below 20 in the summer. And like, for God's sakes, man.
Yeah, that's a power hog that way.
Yeah. It's the best way to do it, to balance your house, blow the air conditioner and turn the heat on.
I mean, at least your Class D amps will run at a perfect temperature.
Fudge. Well, where the air vent is in the bedroom, I have it directly blowing onto the top of the Avant because it's close to the wall. So that's getting passive cooling that way for those 15, 20 minutes that it plays every night, or 20 minutes rather, because that's the timer set. But yeah, other than that, there is not much use. I turned on my V132 the other day for the first time in ever that I posted the picture about quick start timers because people had confused about it. But I need to find a little rubber foot for the BeoLab 14 because I lost one. I don't know how, but it's not there. But it doesn't matter. The 14 is a very good sub, I have to say, for how old it is. I know that the chassis will die at some point because they all did. But that thing pumps, man. They should come up with a system like that again, in my opinion. Like that, the whole one in a box type of thing.
They could potentially do it Mozart based now, and like just have the sub be the brains of it, right? Where that is one HDMI to the sub, let's say,
and still have the satellite speakers passive.
Yeah,
just run it all off the sub, just like the 14 was.
Or DPL it, right? Where like the only cable you have is a power cable.
I wonder if you could run the effects channels on the PoE, like that would be like a dedicated PoE port that is in the sub, let's say, that is meant to put out whatever, let's say 40 watts per channel of power. Wonder if that would be enough to run, because that would be.
Well, if it's, I mean, how much amplification did they take? Probably.
Because the sub is doing the heavy lifting with the most power consumption for the base, right?
I mean, PoE++ does like up to 70 watts. So that's, if you can do that over 4 or 5 channels, that should be more than plenty.
That would be cool.
Like, it's not going to be some sort of powerhouse unless the base is enormous, but It is possible.
I wonder if the BOE speakers ever come out at some point. Like, Emerge more or less could have been a PoE.
Yes. It barely draws anything.
Mm-hmm. It's very small. I wonder if there's going to be a replacement for it, or at least new colors, since we're not really doing anything. They should make new colors. They should make the walnut edition.
I mean, with B&O, we're probably not doing much until like 3 weeks from now, if at all. Right? Like most of Denmark is still on summer vacation at the moment.
Yeah, nobody's home. Yeah, that's the whole August basically will be tumbleweeds, as we say.
I mean, most of Europe is tumbleweeds in August.
Well, it was tumbleweeds here for 2 weeks because of the construction holiday. So tomorrow is going to be a very sad reality check as far as the traffic to work is concerned. Because it's going to be packed, dude. Because all the construction it's like these last 2 weeks was, I would equate that to a one continuous Sunday drive. That's how little traffic there was, where I could get to the office within 15 minutes instead of 44.
Jesus, that's not normal.
That's Montreal for you. And that's just to the office. Then I pick up the van because it's a Monday. Then I pick up my van and then I drive downtown again, which is probably going to be another 40 minutes, 45, easy. Yeah, it's you either go highway, but you go slow, or you go through the streets, like neighborhoods and whatever, boroughs and stuff, and you still go slow because it's a 30 to 40 kilometers an hour speed limit everywhere, right? And all these side streets, per se, they have fucking relentless speed bumps in them, so you can't cook it. Not that I would advise it because it's so tight that somebody flies out, man, you're scraping them off your hood.
But, I mean, I must say that is the nicest thing about driving around here, right? Like, I can only think of one speed bump, and it's at the end of our neighborhood, and it's the only one. At the other two exits, there aren't any.
So, but yeah, here it's a disaster to drive. Plus the potholes, even though they're fixing only main roads, more or less, not the side streets if you go. But yeah, the traffic's gonna be shit show tomorrow. It's not even, and that's gonna be only a half as bad as it's gonna be in September when the school starts. Because then you got the goddamn school buses on top of that, with parents dropping off kids, and that's extra. Plus, when the school bus stops here, everything has to stop. Traffic both ways have to stop while the kids are loading.
Yeah, that's the same here.
It's not like that in Alberta. I don't know why. Only in the rural areas.
It's very vague here. Like there are like sort of rules about it, but it's not quite clear when they apply, because you're supposed to stop on two ways, but if there's a median, you kind of don't. But sometimes you do if it's only two lanes either way and there is a median.
To me, that kind of sounds like depends on how cops slept that morning or woke up.
Yeah, kind of
is what the rule is.
There are like signs of like maximally, was it 15 mile an hour if kids present? But like I asked, like, what does present mean? Like that I can see them, or that they're on the sidewalk, or like what's the difference? And it's kind of like, yeah, nobody really knows.
Here it's 7 to 6 from I think it ends in June and starts back in, I think, end of August, and then you're back in a grind for the speed limits, like the playground zones, I guess. I don't know how that works in Europe. I'm sure that they have those too, the reduced speed zones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Florida supposedly has them, but nobody follows any of it.
No, here they sit on it, man. They definitely they check for speed here, especially on those places.
I mean, supposedly they had last week, or was it last weekend, or the weekend before, like some statewide speed check thing going on, but I don't think much came of it. Because it's a known thing, right? Where speed itself is not an offense. Because if that were the case, the cops wouldn't stop pulling people over. They'd be too busy.
Yeah, everybody drives faster. I noticed when I was there.
Yeah, like somehow in a 70 zone, which is what 110 kilometers an hour. If you're doing 150, as long as you're indicating properly and whatever else, it's fine.
But if you then you'd be fucking towed here already. 40 over, shit.
Yeah, that somehow isn't a thing here. If you drive correctly.
Yeah, I think 50 over is you lose your license here and the car for 30 days.
If you stay in the same lane, somehow you don't here. It's fine. It's really strange. I've been on the road, right? Like, God, I even think it happened when I dropped you off at the airport. I drove back home and I was, I don't know, doing like 135 in the 110 zone, and the police just drives by, right? Even faster. I was one of the slower ones on the road.
That's funny. But yeah, it's not here. Here you just you get screwed.
Yeah, the only time they really care about any of this stuff is when it's near schools and stuff like that.
Yeah, school zones here are, well, Quebec is a little peculiar with that because they have these volunteers on each intersection across, like within the school's perimeter, where they have the stop sign and they walk out into the middle of the street, stop the traffic, let the kids cross. Even when the lights come on, right, they still go. And I've never seen that till I moved here. We don't have that in Alberta.
Yeah, you have too much space in Alberta.
It's too much space, but also we don't. Government, I don't think, spends money on that kind of a useless safety, I guess you could call it, because all the kids are being dropped off with their parents, right? So what is the need for that guy to be there, or girl? I guess usually it's old people, which, you know what, fuck it, let them do something.
Somebody's grandparent.
But man, I feel bad for them in the winter, bro, because you gotta stand there with that goofy little frying pan with the stop on it. And
you should become a Milwaukee rep and sell all that heated gear.
I need to get those heated, well, not anymore if I'm going to Florida, but the heated soles, I think, would be the best purchase for those would be something.
Like, instead of Back to the Future with self-lazing shoes, you want self-warming shoes.
Dude, it makes a big difference, especially when you're standing on the ladder and it's blowing from under and ground is frozen here during the winter. So it's you get to feel it pretty quick. Pretty quick. I hope I don't have to see the snow again this year. I'll be gone by then.
Yeah, it would be nice.
It would be very nice.
And then you're going to be in Miami, where it's essentially the same weather all year round.
Which is great. Which is great.
It's just going to be sort of
hotter or
hotish.
Yeah. I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
And then it rains every other day or so, and it's for an hour, maybe less, and that's just going to be your life forever.
Depends how far I find a place to live from the shop, I guess. I might even buy one of those electric scooters to scoot.
I'm not sure I have the guts for that.
Yeah, that's also that's what I'm saying. Like, depends how far. Like, if it's like 2 blocks, like, who cares? I'll go 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Right, but if I gotta get on if it's a highway deal, there's no way.
Well, even if it's within all the regular streets, right? Like, the reason it's nothing wrong with the scooter necessarily, other than it's a bit of a
the
gimmick.
Other people,
yeah, they're not used to any of this. I mean, when I see a cyclist on occasion here, right? But everybody's always like, "Oh, what do we do?"
Yeah, well, I guess I'm kind of already brainwashed by the Montreal, right? Because the cyclists here are real, man. It's a lot. Like, there's literally a rush hour on the fucking bike lanes to go to town or to go downtown in the morning. Like, and interestingly enough, they actually move faster than the traffic, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of them run the
Surprised.
lights, but they don't give a shit. But yeah, it's much more efficient. Unless it rains, then it sucks the day, kind of.
Or if it's generally cold, or
Oh,
it
there are some
snows.
diehards here that it's minus 37 and they're, got their spacesuit on with the goggles and he's pedaling through this shit. I'm like, are you out of your mind for real?
Yes.
They
Yes,
are. There's no way I would ever do that. There's not even enough money you could pay me to as a bet to do that. There's no way. But because the electric bikes, that's more or less out of question in the winter. Because the batteries are dead, like, immediately. Should put the Peloton cycle too.
Nah, it's not real cycling. That's just moving your legs up and down.
But dude, like that, I've had few clients that they had this stuff hooked up to, obviously, like a monitor. Was it fucking Samsung frame, whatever it was, 55-inch? And he connects to like other people, like they all cycle together, right? It's like a whole thing.
Oh, that's Peloton in a nutshell. Yeah.
Which is interesting, but I don't know.
And I mean, if you pay more, you can get part of these classes where somebody like tells your ass that you're lazy and you need to do more and
pedal harder.
Yeah.
Just pedal harder, bro. That's all you need to do. Yeah, but that's insane. But I've seen it. It's a thing. It's definitely a thing with people.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Dutch and the not the Germans, the Danish are like, why? Like, we just cycle where we want to go. Like, we don't understand.
You guys need to do it virtually here, Fudge. But yeah, there's a lot of, interestingly enough, there's a few Peloton bikes that I had seen installed in the people's homes in Montreal, which I guess kind of makes sense, kind of doesn't make sense.
I mean, we have bicycle lanes in our subdivision, but they also end at weird places. Like, all of a sudden, like, you can still sort of cycle there, but the lane ended, so now we're just
on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just not here. Here, definitely, they're interconnected. But what pisses me off that these people still find the way to ignore the bike paths and just go down the street. Like, dude, your shit is one block over. Go there.
I see quite a lot of these younger kids on electric bikes now as well, like where they are bicycles, but
dude, they zoom
30, maybe 40 kilometers an hour. Like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, no, they're ripping it. They're ripping it. It's insane. But
they're not using they're just straight up in the middle of the roads, right?
Oh like, yeah, well, they're going basically the speed of a speed limit there, right? So if not faster. But yeah, that's crazy talk. Crazy talk on BeoTalk.
Oh god, the no still have it. So and it's about the time zone ending. It's just, jeez, oh no, too many people cycle.
Too many. Well, no, not really.
52% of people don't.
Okay, so
and I agree with the 13% that are new.
No, I just want to know. 5 sticks. Yeah.
I don't even want to cycle for fun.
I'm disgusted now.
Well, on that news, you cycle.
Very disappointed.
Go get a car. It's better.
Go cycle around a little bit. Go bump your tires.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back next week with probably not much going on anyway, but we'll see you here, hopefully.
Episode 400. Yeah. Nothing special. That's something will be special.
500 is special, really.
That's it. So we got 101 to go.
Have fun and see you all next time.
Bye. Thanks for watching.